Beautiful Friday afternoon here in Elmwood Cemetery, Birmingham, Alabama's largest. Alabama has been known ever since I can remember. I was born here. Not too fond of Catholics. They have a little bit more mercy today than they used to. But they didn't like John Kennedy. Two reasons they really didn't like Kennedy for president down here. One was he was Catholic. Protestants don't consider Catholics as Christian. They view Catholics as being involved in idolatry because of all the statues and whatnot they have in their churches and homes and so forth. And they didn't like Kennedy because he was a northeastern guy. Didn't fit well with the Southerners. So this leads up to the story of the grave that I'm visiting here in Elmwood Cemetery of a Catholic priest. And he was a murder victim. His name was Reverend, our father, James E. Coyle, C-O-Y-L-E. He was born March 23rd, 1873. He attended Mungret College in Limerick and the Pontifical North American College in Rome, and he was ordained a priest in Rome May the 30th, 1896 at the age of 23. He sailed later that year with fellow priest Michael Henry to the port of Mobile, Alabama, and served under Bishop Edward Allen, and he became an instructor and later rector of the McGill Institute for Boys. In 1904, Bishop Allen appointed Coyle to succeed Patrick O'Reilly as pastor of the Cathedral of St. Paul in Birmingham. When he was well received and loved by the congregation, but Father Coyle was shot in the head on the porch of St. Paul's Rectory on August 11th, 1921 by a Methodist minister and a KKK Klansman, E.R. Stevenson. The murder occurred only hours after Coyle officiated a secret wedding between Stevenson's daughter Ruth and Pedro Guzman, a Puerto Rican who had met Ruth by doing work for Stevenson at his house, had been a customer of Stevenson's barbershop. Before the wedding, Ruth converted to Catholicism. Stevenson was subsequently charged with Father Coyle's murder in the Alabama court. The KKK paid for the defense. A team of 5 lawyers, 4 of whom were Klansmen. The case was assigned to the courtroom of Judge William E. Fort, also a Klansman. Hugo Black, a future justice of the Supreme Court, who would become a civil rights champion, defended Stevenson. The defense was soon switched from a self-defense plea to an insanity plea. Fort and Black ensured that several Klansmen were selected for the jury and communicated to them using the organization's hand gestures. Stevenson was acquitted on only 1 vote of the jury. Both racism and anti-Catholicism were prevalent. One of Stevenson's attorneys responded to the prosecution's assertion that Guzman was a proud Castilian descent by saying he has descended a long way. The outcome of the murder trial for Father Coyle's assassin had a chilling impact on Catholics who found themselves the target of Klan violence for many years to come. Nevertheless, by 1941, a Catholic writer in Birmingham could say that the death of Father Coyle was the climax of the anti-Catholic feeling in Alabama. After the trial was followed, such revulsion of feeling among the right-minded, who before had been bogged down in blindness and indifference, that slowly, almost unnoticeably, the KKK and their ilk began to lose favor among the people. Not enough, unfortunately. So here, this cross is the tombstone for Father Coyle. The inscription on the back of it reads, "Placed to this hallowed memory of Father Coyle, his many friends, clerical and lay, as a symbol of his pure soul, his ardent faith, his love for Mother Earth." Someone has recently placed so this all came about. The very Reverend James Coyle, born March 23rd, 1873, ordained in 1896, killed on the front steps of the rectory here, August 11th, 1921. And he, the victim of KKK, Ku Klux Klan, all because a Methodist preacher and Klansman were anti-Catholic. And of course, let's not forget, of course, the one he married the daughter to was Hispanic, could we say? No shame. That's one of the sad stories of the history of our state. And as I started this out, I remember well the sadness of people being judged by their belief system. Still very prevalent today. Maybe not in such a violent way, but it's still there. Live in peace, people. Know what freedom is. Freedom does not dictate a person's beliefs or who they marry, who they fall in love with. That's not freedom. Reverend James Coyle, a victim basically of racism.